Swamiji, as students, we face this, and I'm sure that all the students here face this now. There are so many distractions pulling at our minds from all different directions. You have 10 things on your mind, and how can we increase our self-control and willpower?
Self-control, willpower, discipline, they are almost synonymous. Our ability to succeed is not obstructed by hindrances on the path, but by easier ways to a lower goal. In other words, there's a lower goal, and that's what prevents us from striving for a higher goal. If you wish to reach out for the stars, you need the discipline, the self-control, the willpower to desist from something that is giving immediate gratification. Whether it's saying, okay, this shot is enough, forget it, I'll not try harder. Because trying harder is painful. It requires overcoming yourself. When I was your age, roughly, there was an athlete who got imprinted in my mind, Edwin Moses.
Yes, with the specs.
Yes.
400-meter hurdles.
That's
LA.
right.
Yes.
So he held the record in track and field for the maximum number of successful races, about 122 or so.
Yes, yes.
It's very interesting. Somebody asked him, what is the key to your success? He said, I have a greater ability to tolerate pain than the others. In other words, he realized that when you train, you have to tolerate pain. You have to bear with pain. The mind and the senses are screaming, come on, forget it. But if you can tolerate that pain, as the saying goes, that the lives of successful men were not made by sudden flight, but while their friends slept, they were toiling upwards in the night. So this quality of discipline is so important. Himanshi, your question is how to enhance it, how to grow it. If you permit me to go into a little bit of the human physiology, our human brain in relation to the body weight is the maximum amongst mammals. But what makes it special is this prefrontal cortex, which enables us to do the right thing, even though it's more painful, and to desist from the wrong thing, even though it is pleasurable. This prefrontal cortex provides you with the willpower that is so essential to being human. Animals don't have that. Fortunately for us, this brain has a neuroplastic nature. In other words, you can enhance it. If you play tennis, the portions of the brain that are required for tennis start developing. Gray matter gets packed there. If you keep on trying at maths, you will find that the portion of your brain that is required for maths becomes denser. In the same way, if you keep exercising your willpower, you will find it grows stronger and stronger. The students ask me, Swamiji, how to develop focus? I say, every time the mind wanders, bring it back. Every time it wanders, bring it back. Just like you develop your biceps, you will develop this prefrontal cortex and enhance your control. If you are ambitious to be a highly disciplined person, try out this little exercise. It's so simple. Just try and meditate. Meditation is an exercise in self-control. It requires three things. I want. What is my goal? Awareness of it. Second, I won't. The mind is distracted, you bring it back. The third, I will. I will keep my mind here. Those three things develop your willpower. If you practice meditation for 3 hours, you will find the configuration of your brain has changed. And if you do a little bit every day for a couple of months, you will be a transformed person.
Oh, fabulous.
My next question, we all have seen Bhavan sir on screen and his success is not a secret to any of us. Swamiji spoke about the importance of discipline and self-control. So, to what extent do you feel that, self-discipline and control contributed to your success?
A lot of people say discipline. When we talk of discipline, I think the 4 or 5 things that come to mind is, you got to be on time, you got to know your lines, you got to be professional, and you got to take care of yourself health-wise. Only then can you perform well throughout the day. And well, that's really, really important. But I don't think you're doing anyone a favor by landing up on time. So anybody says he's very professional, he comes on time, thank you very much, no biggie, you were supposed to be here on time. You agree or not? Yeah, well, you're not doing me a favor. You've been paid to be there at 9 o'clock. I think you should be there earlier than 9 o'clock so that you calm yourself down rather than go running on a set and say, I was on time. No, because you're not in the right mindset to then perform. Do you know your lines? You are supposed to know your lines. You're not supposed to learn your lines when you're on the set. You're actually supposed to know your lines a month in advance because you can play with them in your head and give it different meanings and different colors. So being professional and disciplined is no biggie. You're not doing anyone a favor. I think discipline should be something that's a very personal thing that comes from within. I hope I'm not trying to sound like a good guy saying this, but hear me out. When I do a shot, all right, and I feel that I had a better shot in me, and you know it, when you do something, you know you had a better answer or a better approach to that shot. And the director says, great, next. Just because you're tired or you're hungry, you don't say, okay, let's move on. You put your hands together and ask the director, allow me one more shot. I think that is discipline of an ethic. That I knew I had a better shot. I don't know what it is. And I try it. To me, the discipline of ethics is very important to your work. Because you will be unhappy if you did not do that one extra shot. Give me one more, please. I'll never forget. I was shooting for 3 Idiots. And my eyes had popped out crying. And I was trying very hard, after a while, the tears didn't come. The tears were not coming because my eyes were dry. And I am scraping the bottom of the barrel to do a better shot in the end. And I'm scratching myself with glycerin, which I had never done in my life before. And I did the shot, and my eyes are raging, and everything is fine. But I said there was no soul. That, to me, is the discipline that I seek within myself. So I go back to the director and said, all that was fine, but I don't want to do this shot with glycerin. I'm sorry. And he said, okay, let's break for lunch. So great, we come back and do the shot. So to me, I sat, and every single thing I remember as I learned as an actor or also as a human being that brought pain and anguish to me. I gathered it together. It's like a prayer. You gather it together. I came back and I said, let me do this one shot without the glycerin. It's important to me. It's important to my ethic. On the screen, nobody will know the difference. But it's important to me. And I did that shot, and I smiled at the director, Raju, and he said, even that was okay. That was better, maybe. I said, no, for me, this is better. Because there's honesty. That's all.